All right, the draft is over. What do we think? What is up, Dolphin fans? Welcome to Finn's Temporal Focus. I'm going to be talking about the draft. First and foremost, let me apologize because if you checked out my short at all, there is the reaction of Grant with our 13th overall pick in the draft. I also said at the end of that, hey, I'll be talking to you tomorrow for our second and third round picks. Little did I know that my daughter was going to a dance and I had to take her, so therefore that didn't happen. I listened to the draft in my car. Uh, but we ended up only having the second round pick anyway. But we're going to talk about, you guys already know pretty much how I feel about Kenneth Grant. I thought that was a great pick. But anyway, also shout out real quick, like I said, my daughter, she went to a dance along with my stepson, and they had a real good time. But Emily, my daughter, big quick shout out. She has she done the little logo at the beginning of the video, and if it wasn't for her and my beautiful wife Bethany, who I've mentioned, B's and C's for all your traveling needs, go check it out. But if it wasn't for them, this wouldn't be possible because I'm completely computer illiterate. I am, but I do love to talk football, so they agreed to help me, and so thank God. Anyway, moving along, I'm gonna just touch on Kenneth Grant. Did a little bit on him in the in my short on Thursday. Absolutely solid player. Didn't talk a lot about him. He's 6'3", 330 pounds, and extremely quick. If you've seen the video of him running down the running back from like 30 yards downfield, so definitely a lot of heart, no give up in this kid. So really excited about him and Zach Sealer teaming up. Hopefully that will be plug the middle a lot better than what we were doing. And I'm not sure, our second round pick, we traded up, so we lost our third rounder. But the interesting thing about it, a lot of people were saying this one was a reach, but I really like this kid, and I'm going to butcher his last name. I believe it is Savania, I believe. But anyway, Jonah. We're just going to call him Jonah. Perfectly named because this dude is a whale. 6'4", 325 pounds, very quick and versatile for his size. He fits our system really good because we are a zone blocking team. So his quickness fits really good. He's a solid pass blocker, which I'm sure Tua is going to be excited about. He went to the same high school as Tua as well, I believe he said in an interview. So they had met, but he's excited about blocking for Tua, and I know Tua's got to be excited to have anybody block for him at this point. He's probably going to be penciled in as our left guard. So I think it's a great pick. A lot of people saying it's a reach, but if you really look who else was available, and they, most of the people that everybody was talking about, I know the cornerback, and I cannot think of his name right now. Everybody seemed like they were wanting us to get him, but he didn't go, I don't think, until the fourth round. So we wasn't the only ones that was saying, hey, no, we're not a little too early. I think it's a great pick. Jonas Savanea. I'm just going to go with that until I learn his name, and I apologize for butchering it. Then we didn't have a third round pick, and then we ended up trading out We actually got rid of our fourth round. No, it was our fourth round. I'm sorry, our fourth round. Yeah, we lost our fourth round pick. We're getting a third round pick next year. So we ended up getting Jordan Phillips, which is a name some Dolphin fans may remember because we actually had a Jordan Phillips a few years back. I actually think he was a linebacker. But anyway, 6'1", 312 pounds, big body. He's going to be more of just a filler, and what I mean by that, like, he's going to fill the defensive line. He's a big body, and he's not flashy. He's not going to jump off the tape at you, but at the same time, he was ranked, I think, 94th in PFF, and for us to get him in the 5th round, I think it's a really solid pick. I think it's a really good pick. Then you've got Jason Marshall Jr. was our second 5th round pick. Cornerback, 6 foot, 194 pounds. I think he's just going to be a camp body. Again, nothing really jumps off, and he missed like 6. He missed the last 6 games last year of the 2024 season, and again, not a guy that just jumps off at you. So I'm not sure about that pick. Definitely just a camp body at this point. Then our third 5th rounder was the safety, Dante Trader Jr., 5'10", 196. The best thing I can say about this guy is he was an All-American lacrosse player. Don't know how that translates to football, but again, doesn't really jump off the video at you, you know. Again, I think it's a camp body. I think, you know, it was a filler need. We need a corner. We need a safety. I get that. But I think these are just camp bodies that they decided to draft out of need. We'll see how it goes. I mean, there's always a diamond in the rough, and maybe we're missing something right now, but the video just does not jump off at me about either one of those players. So that was your 5th round. And because of the trade, we traded back, lost our 4th round, and then we did pick up a 6th rounder, which we didn't have a 6th round pick. This one is really interesting to me. We picked up running back Ollie Gordon, the second. 6'1", 226 pounds this guy weighs. He is an absolute ball breaker. I mean, he is big and physical at the running back position. And I when I'm going through his stuff, it's funny because he led the FBS division in 2023 with 1,732 yards on 285 attempts, 6.1 yard average, 21 touchdowns. Absolute amazing. They were actually even talking about him this past year in 2024. Maybe in the Heisman talk a little bit. I don't think they expected him to win anything, but a lot of talk. And then he fell off so badly in 2024. He started all 12 games, but only 880 yards on 190 attempts, so about 100 less carries. He still had 13 touchdowns rushing, but that is a huge drop-off, almost 1,000 yards dropped off. And then you hear the stuff, maybe some off-field issues, because in July, before the 2024 season, he actually was arrested on a DUI. So maybe some off-field stuff, maybe a little immaturity. Hopefully, I mean, if he can bounce back and show glimpses of that 2023 season, it's an absolute steal in the 6th round. But everybody makes mistakes, so, you know, maybe this is just one of those, he went down a bad path for a little bit, got inside his head a little bit. So, you never know. And if we can get 2023 Gordon, then that is going to be interesting. Big boy, big physical running back, which we need some physical running backs. We have speedsters mostly. So that, to me, that's the most interesting pick that we had this year. Then we had 2 7th rounders. Quinn Ewers, which everybody's talking about, quarterback, 6'2", 214 pounds. Fairly accurate. He's in the 62%, 62, 63% completion. The big thing, and I know, I think McDaniel and Greer actually took him to dinner, so we know they were very interested in him from the get-go. Get him in the 6th round. I think he's a solid backup. I'm sure the tour haters are already coming out with, hey, we have our franchise quarterback of the future. Slow down. But yeah, maybe a solid backup. He'll maybe challenge White. I'm looking more 3rd round. I think White will be our third option at quarterback. I think White will probably be the backup. The biggest thing is he missed at least 2 games every year with an injury, 2 to his shoulder. So that's a little bit iffy. That's the last thing we need, is more players with an injury history. But his claim to fame, obviously, this past year, he was on the EA cover for college football. So, hey, congratulations. At least you got that going for you. Then the last pick that we got, Zeke Biggers. I would consider a camp body, a big body, 6'5", 321 pounds. I think this kid will make the team. Not because of his play on the field as far as on the defense, but special teams. This kid had 2 blocked kicks last year, and he had 1 the year before. So that is something special that you need to find. Special teamers, hard to come by. If they're showing signs, 3 block kicks in 2 years span, that's pretty good. So I think he can actually make the team on special teams. So in a nutshell, other than that, he's a camp body. But I think his ability on the line on special teams really gives him a shot at making this football team. So that is everything in a nutshell. I think overall, I think this draft was probably a C. I'm not big on the whole grading process. Point being, I like this draft. I love Grant. I love Savanea. Jordan Phillips is interesting to me. Marshall and Trader, I'm not sure about those 2 yet. Ollie Gordon, very interesting to me. Like I said, if he can get back to 2023 form, you've got a monster as far as a running back. Ewers, I know that's a McDaniel Greer. They both fell in love with this kid. And then Zig Biggers, obviously, like I said, I think makes the team for his special team duties. I'm also going to comment, once we get, of course, the undrafted free agents will be coming up. They probably, at the point of this video, it's probably already happened, because I'm late getting this out, later than what I wanted to be. But in all honesty, a lot of people, this draft annoyed me a little bit. Of course, you have the Sanders deal with him dropping. I think the Browns got him. I I want to say the 5th round. And everybody's freaking out. Why is he dropping? If he's good, he's good. And it's not that he couldn't be drafted earlier. There was so many times I heard analysts say, well, this guy dropped because he's undersized. And so many times, especially during the draft, all you hear is, well, this guy has a long arm span, he's big, he's tall, he's strong. None of this has anything to do with, can you play football? You had the offensive lineman, and everybody's talking about his arms are too short, which I love his comment on that. He's like, nobody was talking about my arms till the draft being too short. And he's, he went really early in the draft. I can't think of his name, but it was a great little, I thought it was a great answer. I've talked about this in the past. Jerry Glanville was one of the guys that he never went to an NFL combine. And I love the fact, because no matter how fast those guys can run, no matter how high they can jump, no matter how much they can bench, does not mean they can play football. Everything you need to know is on those films that you watch. Can they play? Can they not? Now, I will give you some of the colleges, some of the smaller colleges. If somebody is like dominating in a smaller college field, then I understand going, well, yeah, he is great here, but would he be as good if he was going against the likes of Alabama and Michigan and all these bigger schools? I'll give you that. But the problem is, all I kept hearing on the draft is, well, he's a little undersized. He's a little undersized. I don't understand. Zach Thomas is a Hall of Famer. He was 5'11" and was an absolute monster on the football field. I just get tired of this whole size and speed and strength, that is everything to football. There's no way to measure your heart. There's no way to measure your brains and how smart you can play the game. So please, everybody keeps saying, like the quarterback, you got to take a quarterback. I disagree with Tennessee taking Cam in as the first overall pick. Don't get me wrong. He's a good quarterback in college. We'll see how it translates to the NFL. But if I'm starting a team, I'm going to build the trenches first. And they have really built the quarterback to the point where people are just taking them, because I guess society says, hey, you got to get your franchise quarterback. You don't. You can get guys later. Now, I understand if you have a John Elway, if you have a Peyton Manning, if you have somebody like that is coming out, yes, you draft them. You try to build around them as fast as you can. But so many years I've watched 2-3 quarterbacks go in the first round for nothing. Like, it's a wasted pick. And they didn't stand out to start with. Like, you look at these top 100s, Cam wasn't the number one athlete coming out of this draft. So why are you taking him number one? Get the best player that is available at the number one pick. I get everybody wants their franchise quarterback, but you can win without a franchise quarterback. You don't have to have it, regardless of what people think. Anyway, just wanted to comment on that. Like I said, I'm just sick of the fact that everybody talks about undersized. No, it doesn't work that way. Try to get the best players that you can. Quarterback, no quarterback, doesn't matter. Get the best players you can and stop trying to measure everything in speed, strength, and size. Start measuring the heart, the brain, and the video. Videos do not lie. They'll tell you if that person can play or they can't. Anyway, guys, make good decisions and fins up.